All right, all right. We are back at the Grit Won't Quit podcast studio. We are doing this one virtually today. So I'm in Manasquan, and we have a very special guest on. We have Maurice from Insperity. How are you today, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Everything is going well. It's a little bit rainy in Manasquan, but at least the temperatures are up today, and we're on our way into spring and hopefully a great summer. So,
Yes, sir.
so tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got, your start, what you're doing, what you like about it. I know that you said that you like to inspire other people. So I'd love to get that message out today so that other people can learn about the positivity you bring to the table and, go from there.
Yeah. So, I guess I can just get started. My name is Maurice Greene. I am from Clifton, New Jersey. Grew up there. Went to high school in Clifton. I played football. A very athletic young man. Pretty much went to Stonehill
What position
College.
did you play?
Defensive end.
Okay.
Defensive end, yes. So I am a larger individual. I'm probably about 6'4", about 270 right now. I'm working on cutting down. I don't need to hold the football weight anymore. But
So
yeah,
you're the Michael Strahan of Clifton.
it's funny. Like a lot of people have compared me to him because I do have a little gap. So like the Michael Strahan comparison has been alive and well, and I used to love it. I used to love it. So yeah.
Did you got the gap in your teeth because you wanted to be like him, or was that just how it worked out?
It's honestly it's a family heredity. So actually, my whole family has a gap. I have my mother and then my two older sisters. We all have gaps.
All right.
It's a family heredity thing at this point.
It is, so it's the way it is. But that's one defensive end that you could be proud to emulate, right?
Absolutely, Michael Strahan was.
Was the
It's funny
man.
because he was the man. I'm not a Giants fan. I'm actually an
Okay.
Eagles fan. Sorry for any of the viewers out there. However, I always recognize that Michael Strahan was the man. Like that is easily said.
Yep. Awesome. So now you decide. So you're playing football there. Where'd you go to college?
So I went to Stonehill College in Massachusetts. Went there in 2016. Played a little bit my freshman year. Got into some academic trouble going into my sophomore year, and I think that's where kind of like the motivation piece kind of comes in because I did stay home from school for a whole semester, and I worked. I worked 40 plus hours a week as like a dishwasher cleanup boy at a country club. And to
Okay.
me, that's when I was like, dude, I need to mature. I just need to grow up. I have this amazing opportunity to leave the state and go do something amazing, get my degree and play football at the collegiate level. I need to, turn down the partying, turn up the responsibility, and just kind of just be a man, like be disciplined, be responsible, and just get my head on track. And so when I went back to school, um, and I ended up, playing football again, got my grades right. And I ended up, so my junior year, I didn't do too hot in terms of football. Stats were definitely low. But my senior year, I really turned it around and I started really treating football like a job. I said I wanted to be in the NFL. So it was like, you can't just show up to practice or show up to lifts and expect to just make it. You have to separate yourself and be a differentiator. So I
So
just
that's
decided
great.
to,
That's like a
Mhm.
mindset shift. So you
Yes.
went from you were a freshman and you didn't like you're partying, you're having fun, you're doing whatever you were doing. Back to college, but
Mhm.
junior year wasn't the greatest, football year. But until you made that mindset shift that you had to make it, that you had to excel over these other players. And again, everybody that plays at the collegiate level is good. It's not like in high
Yep.
school where there's, you don't have all these guys that are great at what they do. When you're playing in the college level, people are great at the game.
Absolutely. And so I think just the biggest thing for me was I started waking up earlier than everybody, just started putting in extra time on the field to the point where my coaches started noticing, and it translated into the season. I ended up becoming first team all conference in the Northeast 10. And
Awesome.
I also got what was it, third team all region for as a defensive end. So it was a very good year. And that's what kind of started the shift for me in terms of like just being professional and taking care of your business. Just again, showing up early, being the first one in, getting extra lifts, being the last person out, watching extra film, getting in meetings with coaches. And I'm actually in a state now as a 27-year-old young man where I'm trying to bring that same mindset to my professional career. And I tried to ask myself, why was I good at football? It wasn't because I was more talented than anybody else. It wasn't because I was bigger, faster, stronger than anyone else. It's because I outworked them. And so now, I'm like trying to be the first person in the office, trying to be the last person out the office. I listen to people in what they do, and I'm trying to double that. We have some very tenured people in our office, and they have been there for 20 years. President's Club, Chairman's Club winners, and they're great people to look at as a kind of something to reach for, something to strive for. So if in my mind, if I can stay in the same stratosphere as them, then I'll be good. But in order to do that, I have to show up early, put in extra work
Sure.
just to kind of catch up.
That's great. So, and now how's that translating so far?
So far, it really has. So I've been on this job for about 7 months at Insperity. I am a BPA, a business performance advisor. So I do work with CEOs, CFOs every day, talking about pretty much HR and the things that come with it from a PEO perspective. But it has been very well this year. The first 3 months were a little shaky, kind of questioning myself. I don't know if I can do this job. I don't know if I have the ability, the talent, the drive. And then again, just I kind of reevaluated myself and then made a switch. And I said, no, I will be successful at this job. I will be
Yeah,
good at this job, and I will be, somebody that can be respected at the job. And so since
that's
I made that
awesome.
shift, we've been rocking and rolling. And that's actually
So
how we
now
ended
you're
up
getting
here.
there early, you're staying late, you're running those extra drills, you're watching that tape, you're replaying conversations in your head of how leads went, and now you're
hmm
closing some deals.
Yes, sir. We're actually looking to close our first one in the next 2 weeks.
Awesome. And now, what made you go into the PEO HR side of the house? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, so before this opportunity, I actually worked with a company called Spot On. I was selling POSs to restaurants, bars, things of that nature, and I was comfortable there. But I had a friend who I noticed on LinkedIn. She was just always happy, always posting on LinkedIn, like her with different business owners, and I was like, "Yo, like, I'm out here grinding. Like, I'm not happy right now. Why are you so happy? How do you get to be happy?" And so I reached out to her, and she said that, they're actually hiring in New Jersey right now. And so she gave me a referral. I went through the interview process, met the people that I work with now, and it just kind of aligned. And so now we're
Kind
here.
of clicked. So now, do you work with her? Is she in your office or she's in another area?
So she's my college friend. I met her in Stonehill, so she's actually
Uh-huh.
in the Boston office.
Awesome. So now, where do you see yourself going in this position? Like, what does 1, 3, and 5 years look like? In where you want to see yourself?
That's a very good question. Um, hmm. I would say just to keep my head down and just keep working. I do have some goals, some personal goals that I'm looking to obtain from a professional standpoint as well as a personal standpoint.
Sure.
So just I think really just shooting for those goals in my professional standpoint will take care of my personal goals. So just locking in on it, just trying to be the best that I can, just trying to be a sponge and absorb and learn as much as I can, and just keep pushing forward.
Now, since you like to motivate others, do you see yourself ever going into like a sales management role? Like, do you see yourself, kind of running a team, or is that, or you want to be more focused on being the best salesman advisor you can be?
I mean, God willing, if that opportunity ever came, I mean, I do think I have some leadership skills. I'm actually a coach, so I'm actually wearing my coaching shirt. I do coach
Who
at
are you
Clifton.
coaching for?
Clifton Junior Mustangs. So I'm
All
helping
right.
out with them, just trying to give back to my community. Just they gave back. They gave me the opportunity of a lifetime, going from high school, taking it to college, and then the XFL. So I figured that I might as well, give back to them. And but yeah, back to the leadership thing. I think that if the opportunity ever came, I think that I would excel in it because of the leadership qualities that I have. But is it something that I'm looking to get into? I don't know. I don't know.
Not
Just
yet.
kind of going with
Not
the
yet.
flow, right? Yeah, I'm going with the
All
flow
right.
right now.
Now, tell us a little bit about the XFL.
Yeah, so I played at So I should have mentioned this earlier. I played at Stonehill College, but because of COVID and everything, I had an extra year eligibility. Transferred down to Murray State in Kentucky. Um, yeah, played there for a year. Went through the whole pro day process. Didn't really work out because I was playing in another league at the time called the FCF, and so from there, I tore my ACL. Went through a whole year of rehab, and then my doctor was asking me like, "Are you still, do you still want to play?" And I said, absolutely. So he geared me up for the XFL, cleared me for the XFL, went out to Maryland, had my tryout down there, killed it. And then they bought me out to Dallas, Texas for another tryout. And then I got picked up or drafted by the Orlando Guardians at the time. So it was a very cool experience. They then had the merger with the UFL or the
Hmm.
USFL. So now they're the UFL. So I didn't actually get a chance to show my stuff because the team was not good the year prior. Honestly, at the end of the day, I signed the contract and I just took that experience for what it was. I met the people that I met, and we're just moving forward.
Awesome. So, listen, from a kid, you probably wanted to play big time ball. You got to play big time ball. Like, I mean, you achieved that goal of from when you were a young guy. Probably in the middle school, saying I want to play in the big leagues.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always used to say that I was that kid walking around saying, yeah, I'm going to the NFL or I'm going to be playing football at a high level. So just to, kind of at least scratch that dream was just a good
You
experience.
experienced it though. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to. And again, most guys can't even play at the college level.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm more of a all or nothing kind of guy. And my
Yep.
mother needs to stop, she says that I need to stop doing that. But I'm just kind of, I didn't reach the top, but I did, enjoy the journey along the way, and I think that's what's important.
And again, I'm sure you have some great stories and lessons. And sounds like you have some great lessons from college football. Like,
Absolutely.
again, the fact that you got up early and you stayed late and again, you bring that into your career, you're going to be very successful at your career.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think from that regard, I love to see that. And now, so for your career, being sales is hard. I say that every day. I say that every day to somebody. Sales is hard. So what's going to differentiate yourself? Where do you see yourself making those inroads to? And again, no one wants to change their PEO company. I changed mine 6 months ago, maybe 9 months ago, and it was
Mhm.
9 months ago actually. It was, and it was a lot of work. So
Yes.
once you're somewhere and you're happy, you don't want to change because you're happy.
Hmm.
So you're going to have to uproot people, and they have to give you their census, and they got to give you this, and they got to give you your payroll and your loss runs and everything
Yes.
else that goes with it. And again, for small to medium sized businesses, I have a team of mid 20s, and it's a pain in the butt.
Yep.
So how are you going to make some inroads? Again, I'm not saying it's a pain in the butt, you shouldn't do it, but how do you see yourself making those inroads to make it easier for people and to get people to want to switch?
I think two things kind of stand out to me for what you just said. I think for me, um, really just getting people to like me at first. Obviously, people buy from who they like. So I
Hmm.
think just being my genuine and honest self and seeing who you are as a person and seeing if there's a synergy there first. If I don't like you, then and I would probably just say, hey, sir, we shouldn't work together.
Yep,
if
sure.
I if you like me and we like each other, then I think that's the first step in that. And then secondly, I think that just building value. So Insperity does do, and I'm not going to jump into the weeds about Insperity here, but just lightly, Insperity does they do a great job of pretty much selling the product. The product sells itself. The service that we give, the technology that we give, the benefits, the entire thing, the whole package that we offer is honestly the best thing on the market. People, and I'm not saying that just because I work for them. I literally live, breathe it every day. The energy that we have in the on the company as a whole, it translates to the service team, which gets translated to our clients. and they feel that we are truly there for them in our co-employment solution. We are a true partner with them in that liability piece. And so I think really just again building value and then kind of just building trust along the process of the sales process, just to make people understand what they're getting, you know. And then just from my aspect, obviously, and then one of my mentors used to say this: never overpromise and underdeliver. So pretty much setting the expectations, setting the agendas, following through in a very professional manner, and just pretty much making sure that they're just leaving no doubt along the way that you're engaged in the sales process and you know what we're doing and you know what you want to do at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here for me. I'm here to actually help your business. You know,
Yeah,
I'm here to
sure.
be a true partner to you. If you want to grow and you want to maintain that stability and your scalability, Insperity is a place for you. And if it works, it works. And if not, we can shake hands and I'll be on my way.
Awesome. That's a great way to go about it. And again, you're not, when you're not pushing that hard sale, I think more sales come your way by being honest, being truthful, being, anybody that you can help, you help, and anybody that doesn't think that there's help to be had, move on and leave with a positive handshake that down the road if something changes, they're ready for you again.
Exactly. And then I think I'm really trying to, even though I'm, still young in this job, I'm really trying to just build connections. Like I'm
Hmm.
not trying to do the transactional sale. It won't work in this industry. It just won't. The sales
No,
cycle's too long and it's too much information getting passed back and forth. You really need to understand the full scope of the business and the full scope of the business owner and what they're looking for, what their plans are for their
sure.
company. Yeah.
What's the average sales cycle of something like this?
Like 72 days. Yeah. And it's not just Insperity, that's the PEO
That's
industry
the
as a whole.
industry. Yeah.
Yeah, because you gotta give
So
out
over
a lot
2
of
months of a
information.
sales cycle. Oof.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it get done as fast as, 1 month with Insperity, but that also
Mhm.
depends on how many employees you have and, things of that nature, how
Yeah,
fast
and there's
you
a
are
lot of things
with
outside
the
your
data.
control.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I think that's
And
another
then a
thing,
lot
just
of it's on the
maintaining what I can
time.
control.
Yeah, a lot of it's on the timing of the business owner. Again, a lot of these business owners are busy. It has to get done, but it's not an urgent.
Mhm.
They're fighting different fires every day.
Absolutely, absolutely, and then that's the one thing that I can say, like, that's a part of that partnership. Like, well, I want to be there and hear about those fires, or at least I want you to get to a resource that can help you put those fires out as fast as possible. Not like a ticket number or something like that. Just
Yeah.
somebody you can actually call.
Totally. I love it. I love your philosophy, the way that you go about doing business for a young guy. You have a lot of knowledge there. So keep going with that. Run with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Tom.
So as we wrap up today, this was a great conversation. I'm really happy for where you're going with this, and I hope that young entrepreneurs that are listening to this realize sales and account management are a great thing and a great way to to do business. So as we wrap up, though, let people know where they can find you. If you want to give your LinkedIn, if you want to give the company website, whatever the best way to find you to connect with you would be.
Yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn, Maurice Greene, and you can also find me on Instagram at I think it's at Mo underscore G44. And my email for Insperity, if there's ever any need for HR or anything like that, it is Maurice dot or period Green at Insperity.com.
Awesome. Well, this was great. Thanks for coming on this morning. Thanks for chatting with me. And thanks for being a guest of Grit Won't Quit. You
Grit
know,
won't quit.
Grit won't quit. And it sounds like that's the way that you live. And, also we'll put you on our list of when we do networking so that you can meet other like-minded business opportunities.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, Tom.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too.